Do you honestly think they'll send retirees? Commander Leora Vance leaned against the hull, her voice a sharp whisper against the low hum of the orbital station. I mean, these are ex-veterans. Old, crusted, probably allergic to paperwork. Exactly, replied Malik Duran, stretching his legs over the console with a grin that could have disarmed a warship. Old, crusted, battle-hardened paperwork haters. That's why they sent us. Outside the viewport, the Andromeda Rift glimmered like spilled mercury. Ships from the Galactic Concord pulsed in coordinated patterns, vast armies ready to descend. Their scales shimmered with biometallic armor, their voices a chorus of clattering clicks and telepathic hums, warning every species within light years that invasion was imminent. The station's alarm shrieked, but the two humans barely flinched. Leora's hand drifted to the grip of her plasma pistol. Her eyes narrowed, reflecting starlight and unspoken memories of wars long past. Her jaw tensed. The years hadn't dulled her instincts. Malik leaned closer. You feel that? He murmured. The galaxy thinks it's hunting us. They think retirement means weakness. That's cute. The first shots weren't even fired yet. A distant pulse rippled through the station, a seismic vibration across dimensions. It hit like the roar of a planet's core, vibrating bone and metal alike. Then silence, stretched so long it hummed in the ears. Something's off, Leora muttered, voice clipped. They're not moving the way fleets should. No formations, no standard assault vectors. It's almost deliberate. Malik whistled low, a sound of admiration. Smart enemies are dangerous. Confident ones. Predictable, but deliberate. That's art. And art, my dear, is something humans understand. Leora's eyes flicked to the holographic display. Tiny white lights darted erratically across the rift map. No known pattern, no familiar strategy. Every conventional tactic in the Concord's database was useless. The aliens weren't attacking, they were probing, testing, teasing. You feel it too, right? Malik asked, leaning back. This isn't just a war coming. It's a question. And if we answer wrong, well, the universe doesn't exactly have a redo button. Leora's lips pressed into a thin line. She could remember when she thought her retirement would be quiet. Teaching, occasional consults, slow strolls through Earth's parks. But Earth had called. And now the galaxy had called. A soft chime interrupted them. The station's AI, calm yet hollow, spoke. Alert. Incoming fleet vectors indicate breach probability in 72 hours. Probability of successful defense, 17%. Malik laughed, dry, bitter, but proud.
17%, huh?
Odds are a suggestion, not a law. We've beaten worse on a napkin and a stubborn grin. Leora's gaze hardened. Don't mistake luck for skill, Malik, and don't mistake swagger for strategy. We're outnumbered, but we're not outsmarted. Not yet. Suddenly the viewport flashed. A massive vessel tore through the rift, dark as a dying star, with spires like jagged teeth. It hovered silently, impossibly still. No weapons fired, no engines burned, yet the gravity in the station seemed to shift, tugging at hearts and memories alike. Holy, Malik breathed. They didn't just send an army. They sent a statement. Leora's knuckles whitened around her pistol. And statements can be negotiated. Battles? Those get messy. A soft vibration pulsed through the floor. The vessel's hum wasn't mechanical, it was cognitive, alive, almost whispering secrets no human had a right to know. Do you hear that? She asked, voice low, tense. I do, Malik replied, a grin curling his lips. It says one thing. Welcome back, old friends. The station shuddered, lights flickering. The galaxy was sending its best armies, but humanity had sent its retired. And the retirees were about to remind the stars why they never underestimated a human with nothing left to lose. Leora inhaled sharply. She had fought empires, toppled tyrants, and survived more betrayals than she could count. Yet for the first time in years, her heart raced not for fear but for anticipation. The universe didn't know it yet, but old soldiers carried new storms in their veins. Malik patted her shoulder. 3 days. 72 hours. Let's show them why the galaxy should have paid attention the first time. Outside, the alien armada twisted in silent menace, unaware that what they called retirement was humanity's deadliest secret weapon. And as the stars trembled, the first of the retired humans smiled, guns cocked, minds sharper than any fleet's strategy algorithms. The countdown had begun. 71 hours, 69 minutes. Every second was a hammer tapping against nerves that had grown calloused with time. But not indifference. Leora Vance ran her fingers across the control panel, reading the alien fleet's shifts, their movements like predator fish circling invisible currents. They're not attacking yet, she murmured. They're waiting. For something. Malik Duran reclined in his chair, legs crossed, boots scuffing the floor. Maybe they're waiting for us to blink first. You don't, but the question is, does anyone else? Across the station, younger humans, volunteers and recruits paced in nervous loops. Their wide eyes reflected starlight and panic. They had been raised on tales of human greatness, yet now they faced a species that made their ancestors look like backyard tinkerers. Leora caught a boy staring at her, shaking slightly. Listen, she said quietly, voice both steel and velvet. You think fear is your enemy? Wrong. Fear is your partner. Respect it, feed it, but never let it lead. You do that, you survive. You lead? Malik snorted. I'd add, and never let a galaxy-wide panic management algorithm tell you how to fight. Algorithms are neat, humans are messy. Messiness wins. The alien vessel that had arrived 3 hours ago remained stationary, black and foreboding, like a wound in space. Occasionally, pulses of light rolled across its hull, like thoughts shimmering under a translucent brain. And the humans could feel them. Not consciously, something deeper, primal. Leora's eyes narrowed. It's probing our minds. Malik tilted his head. Or pretending to. Either way, we'll give it a show. Let's see what it learns. The station shook violently. Lights flickered. Alarm sirens screamed. A new fleet had warped into position, a jagged crescent around them. The human crews scrambled, boots pounding, voices rising in a chaotic symphony. But the retirees, they moved like dancers. Calm, precise. Every step, every gesture carried decades of instinct. Engage the simulations, Leora ordered. No mistakes. Let's make the galaxy think twice before it underestimates anyone. Screens lit up, showing tactical holograms of potential scenarios. Ships blinked and faded, fleets collided and exploded, an endless loop of trial and error. Yet beyond the screens, the alien vessels mirrored every motion, almost arrogantly confident. You know, Malik said softly, the Conquered sent their top admirals here too. They think numbers beat experience. They think fleets are math, not willpower. Leora glanced at him, a ghost of a smile forming. Experience beats arrogance. And humans never forget how to survive. A sudden flash rippled across the viewport. A ship, sleek and black, dived through the crescent formation, faster than human sensors could track. It didn't fire. It didn't communicate. It simply disappeared within the alien ranks, leaving tremors of confusion. What the? One young recruit shouted, pointing at the fading distortion. Malik grinned. Welcome to our playground. Humans are good at disappearing, especially when the galaxy expects us to stand still. Leora's eyes followed the trail. They're testing reactions. How quickly we adapt, how we anticipate. They think this is a game. They've never played against humans like us. The station vibrated again. This time, a low hum thrummed inside their skulls, almost like music, but discordant, unsettling, intelligent. Leora's teeth clenched. They're trying to read our minds, feel our thoughts, predict our moves. Malik leaned closer, voice a teasing growl. Then let's give them something unpredictable. Old tricks. New flair. Humans are full of surprises. They'll remember this one for 1,000 light years. Leora touched the comm panel. All retired units assemble. Time to remind the galaxy why experience is lethal. Younger teams stay sharp. Watch and learn. Everything we do, every move, counts twice now. Once for survival, once to show what humanity is capable of. The viewport shimmered again. The massive alien vessel pulsed, bright lines running along its hull almost like circuitry of thought. Then a voice, deep, layered, unintelligible, echoed in their minds, synchronized with the thrum of the station. You are obsolete. Malik laughed aloud. Obsolete? That's cute. We're retired, not dead. And retirees. They're stubborn, clever, and bored with rules. You just woke a storm. Leora inhaled sharply, pulse racing with both fear and exhilaration. 3 days, Malik, 71 hours, 45 minutes. We fight smart. We fight fast. We fight like humans who have nothing left to lose, and everything to prove. Outside, the alien crescent shifted, almost in recognition of the challenge. Somewhere in the endless black, ships blared warnings, yet nothing could stop the storm brewing within the humans. Not the numbers. Not the tech. not the arrogance of an empire that assumed age meant weakness, because age, experience, and the wisdom of retired soldiers were not weaknesses, they were humanity's deadliest weapon. And the galaxy was about to find out, in the loudest, most unexpected way possible. The first clash didn't feel like battle, it felt like a question whispered across the void, a challenge written in the vibrations of space itself. Sensors show minimal physical movement, Leora muttered, eyes glued to the viewport. The alien crescent had shifted closer, but no weapons fired. It's waiting. For our first mistake. Malik Duran smirked, reclining in his chair, boots propped on the console. Then we won't make one. Old habits, old tricks. Let's remind them why humans are dangerous when underestimated. Down below, retired fleets and ground units were already mobilizing. They moved with precision, not panic, each step measured, each action deliberate. Leora watched, heart swelling with a dangerous pride. These weren't rookies. These were legends in faded uniforms, hands scarred from wars no younger human had seen, minds sharper than any algorithm. Communications, she asked, static, and interference, replied a young officer nervously. They're jamming, but it feels personal, like they're watching us think, Malik chuckled. Welcome to our art. Let them think they're reading us. Let them feel the puzzle. The more they pry, the more they lose control. Suddenly, the station shuddered violently. A deep vibration resonated through metal, bone, and memory. The massive alien vessel had released a pulse. More than energy, it was almost alive, probing every corner of the station's systems and minds. The lights flickered, revealing terrified eyes in the crew. Leora gritted her teeth. Brace yourselves. This isn't a weapon. It's intimidation. They want to see us crack. Malik stood and stretched, his grin a challenge. Let them watch. Retirees don't crack. Retirees dance. The pulse hit again, stronger. It rattled panels, hummed in the skull, and whispered, though not in any language humans could understand. It wasn't words, not exactly. It was meaning, probing thoughts, fears, and strategies. And yet the humans endured. Some flinched, some faltered, but none broke. Formations Alpha through Delta, Leora barked, voice firm and melodic. Engage the shadow protocol. Show them humans don't follow predictable paths. Ships launched in sudden, erratic bursts, weaving patterns no fleet had ever used. The aliens froze, observing, calculating, and then adapted. Slowly, their formations shifted, responding to the humans' unorthodox movements. Malik leaned over the tactical board, tracing paths with a finger. They're learning. Faster than I expected. They think they're the hunters. Cute. From the station's outer deck, young recruits watched the retirees deploy like clockwork chaos. How do they move like that? Whispered a wide-eyed technician. They've lived wars you can't imagine, Leora said softly, eyes locked on the shifting alien crescent. Every scar, every lost friend, every failure, they remember it all. That memory becomes instinct. Humans survive that way. The first shots rang out, a streak of plasma lancing across the void. The aliens responded instantly, weapons firing in precise arcs, avoiding collisions with their own vessels. But the humans moved unpredictably, zigzagging through space, weaving like storms. One retired pilot, Captain Rowan Gale, laughed as his ship spun, flipping through angles, dropping decoys, and looping behind the alien flank. You think you know us? He shouted over comms. Try again. Leora's mind raced, calculating odds, anticipating moves, predicting countermeasures. They're clever, she admitted aloud, but clever doesn't mean invincible. Humans adapt faster than any algorithm. Malik's voice cut in, low and amused. Remember that when you're staring at a retired human's grin, old friend. That's when the universe realizes it's been arrogant. Another pulse hit, stronger this time. The station groaned, systems flickered. The alien vessel loomed closer. And for a moment it felt like the void itself was holding its breath. Leora's heart thudded, not in fear but exhilaration. 3 days, she whispered. They have 3 days. And we'll make every second count. Malik clapped a hand on her shoulder. Humans never needed a full day to turn the impossible into routine. Let's start the first hour spectacularly. Then the unexpected happened. A single alien scout broke formation and barreled directly toward the station. No communication. No signals. It moved like a living blade, faster than anything humans could track. The viewport blurred as it crossed their field of view. Target in sight, shouted the young officer. panic creeping into his voice. It's testing our reflexes, Leora finished, calm, deadly. And we're going to teach it what humans do when underestimated. The retirees moved as one. No hesitation, no fear. The scout's trajectory was anticipated, intercepted by decoys, misdirection, and sheer audacity. When it finally broke apart, the explosion was spectacular, mirrored in the alien vessel's hull. For the first time, a ripple of uncertainty passed across the crescent formation. Malik's grin widened. Welcome to the galaxy, old friend. Humans don't just fight. We humiliate arrogance in style. Leora's eyes burned with pride and purpose. We're not just retired. We're rewritten history waiting to happen, and the galaxy has no idea what it's invited into this time. Above the crescent, the alien fleet pulsed, calculating, sensing, but the humans weren't finished. They hadn't even begun, and in that moment, a single truth spread through every human heart on the station. Retirement wasn't weakness, it was a storm. Waiting for the right moment to crash. The galaxy had sent armies. Humanity had sent its retired. And now the first dominoes were falling. The alien crescent pulsed again, this time faster, sharper. Every flicker of light on their hull was a thought. Every vibration in the void a calculated probe. They had learned. They were no longer just testing. Now they were reacting, predicting, adapting. Look at them, Leora murmured, her eyes scanning the tactical display. They've adjusted their formation after the scout. They think they've seen our limits. Malik Duran leaned over, tapping the holographic controls with deliberate ease. Limits are for mortals, retirees. We redefine them every day. Outside, the black expanse of space glimmered with fleets aligned like predators circling a wounded prey. But these predators had never met this particular breed of human. Retired soldiers, their bones old, their hands scarred, their minds sharper than any AI. The younger humans held their breath as the retirees executed maneuvers that defied conventional logic. Ships twisted in arcs, decoys detonated in mesmerizing patterns, and plasma streams streaked unpredictably across the void. The alien vessels, immense and precise, seemed momentarily disoriented. Rohan Gale reporting, a voice crackled over comms. Calm, precise. They're learning to anticipate us, but anticipation doesn't equal understanding. Retirees don't follow patterns. We improvise, Leora's eyes sparkled with fierce approval. Exactly. Improvisation is the weapon they can't calculate. They think strategy is algorithmic. We think strategy is instinct. Suddenly, the station's alarms shrieked. A ripple of energy tore across the outer hull. A concentrated pulse aimed not at structures, but minds. The crew staggered, holding their heads. Young recruits moaned in pain, clutching their skulls as the vibrations of cognition assaulted their thoughts. Memories not their own flashed across their vision. Wars they'd never fought, victories they'd never claimed, losses they could not process. Malik, unfazed, smirked. Mind games. Bold but clumsy. Humans aren't fragile, they endure, we adapt. Pain teaches faster than peace ever could. Leora clenched her fists, feeling the pulse but not faltering. Focus, channel it. Don't react, act. A retired communications officer, Mara Seelan, murmured over the static. They're probing deeper, trying to unravel patterns. They think they can predict us through fear. Good, Malik replied with a dark grin. Let them dig. The deeper they dig, the more tangled they get. Then came the flash. The alien crescent split. A squadron broke formation, streaking toward a distant point in the rift faster than sensors could track. What the hell are they doing? A recruit whispered. They're probing again, Leora said. But this time, we set the trap. Retired units responded instantly. Decoy signals flared, mimicking fleet movements while hidden squads waited in ambush positions. When the alien strike squadron arrived, they found nothing but empty space and a deadly smile hidden in the patterns of plasma fire. Boom, Rohan Gale said, voice crackling over comms. One down, lesson delivered. Retirees never missed the first opportunity to teach. But victory was brief. The crescent pulsed more intense than before. This time, the energy spike wasn't just physical. It infiltrated systems, scrubbing data, disabling communication arrays, and locking maneuvering thrusters. Every sensor offline. A young officer screamed. We're blind. Malik rubbed his chin, unconcerned. Blind doesn't mean helpless. It means creativity. Time to show them humans thrive in the dark. Leora's mind raced. She mapped trajectories, predicted alien moves, and coordinated strikes with no instruments. Pure instinct, honed over decades. She spoke sharply into the comm. Teams Alpha, Beta, Gamma, follow the shadow grid, use memory coordinates, deploy countermeasures manually. Trust your instincts, not your displays. Outside, the retirees executed flawlessly. They navigated without sensors, predicted alien reactions, and struck with surgical precision. Every move was a lesson, every maneuver a declaration. Humans never rely solely on technology. They rely on ingenuity, experience, and fearlessness, and the aliens noticed. The crescent shivered. Lights flickered along its hull, pulsing erratically. Something had changed. The predators had glimpsed the storm they could not control. Malik smirked, watching the alien fleet falter. You see that? They thought strategy was static. We proved it's dynamic. Humans are never predictable. Leora's eyes hardened as she scanned the rift. They're learning fast, but there's a limit. We have to escalate before they find a counter. Then came the unexpected. A transmission, alien, warped by their own technology, echoed in fragmented tones. You survive because you think differently. But survival has a cost. Cost? Leora whispered. We've paid every cost imaginable. And we're still standing. Malik's grin widened. Then let's remind them why retired humans are the final lesson no galaxy forgets. They came to dominate. We came to endure. And endurance, old friend, is only the beginning. The station trembled once more. The crescent's pulse intensified. But in the eyes of every human on deck, fear had been replaced with a singular truth. The galaxy had underestimated the retired. And that underestimation would become their undoing. The void around the station burned with sudden light. Alien vessels had deployed fully, no longer probing, they were attacking. Waves of biometallic ships moved in terrifying precision, their shadows stretching across the rift like a living storm. 70 hours remaining, Leora muttered, eyes tracking hundreds of points of movement, and the first real strike has begun. Malik Duran leaned against the console, calm as a summer breeze amid chaos. First strike? Sweetheart, this is a warm-up. Wait until we remind them what humans do when cornered. The station shuddered as a volley of plasma tore past, striking outer hulls with explosive intensity. Alarms screamed. Systems flickered. Young recruits screamed. But the retirees, humans who had fought empires and survived betrayals, moved with lethal elegance. Alpha Fleet, intercept vectors 7 through 9, Leora commanded. Beta and Gamma flank on residuals. Don't fire until I give the signal. Malik smirked, whispering, Patience, old friend. Humans don't just react. We choreograph chaos. The first alien wave collided with decoy ships. Explosions bloomed like fireflowers, lighting the void with surreal color. Yet every detonation, every diversion, every flicker of light was calculated. They weren't just fighting. They were teaching the galaxy a lesson in improvisation and audacity. A retired officer, Kale Rin, radioed in, calm but sharp. Enemy underestimates range of human tactics. Firing sequence override ready. Manual engagement protocol initiated. Malik laughed. Manual, that's artistry. Sensors are guides. Experience is a symphony. Play it well, Kale. Suddenly the station trembled violently. Another wave slammed, but this one was different. Ships weren't just attacking, they were scanning, reading, attempting to anticipate human reactions in real time. Every move was a trap designed to exploit a pattern. Countermeasures? A young officer stammered. Creativity, Leora replied sharply. Sensors are scrambled. Displays are lies. Trust instinct. React, don't calculate. Outside, the retirees became extensions of human instinct itself. Ships spun, twisted, and dove unpredictably. Plasma volleys streaked past, intercepted and redirected. Every movement was a declaration. Humans do not bend to expectation. They do not follow templates. They survive because survival is coded in blood, bone, and mind. Malik grinned, watching a younger pilot hesitate. Nerves don't kill. Hesitation does. Leap, young human. Learn the dance. It's terrifying, but it's beautiful. The alien crescent pulsed louder now. The energy felt alive, probing deeper than before. But the humans adapted again, exploiting gaps in the fleet, hitting soft points no algorithm could calculate. A massive ship tore toward the station, black as a dying star. Its presence distorted space around it, threatening structural collapse. Leora clenched her fists, heart pounding. They're testing endurance. But endurance isn't weakness, it's defiance. Malik tapped the table lightly. Then let's show them why retired humans are legends. Reroute all power to plasma grids and manual thrusters. Nothing automatic. Humans at full control. Let's make them regret every underestimation. With a surge, the retirees engaged. Plasma cannons fired in unpredictable arcs. Decoy drones flared, diverting the behemoth's weapons. The massive ship twisted unnaturally, miscalculating. Then with a single precise strike, one of Kale Rin's teams pierced its hull. The explosion lit the rift like a second sun. The alien vessel shattered, fragments tumbling in surreal silence. For a heartbeat, even the alien fleet paused. You see that? Malik said softly, almost to himself. They sent their best. We sent our retired, and the retired just wrote a new definition of danger. Leora's eyes burned with exhilaration and rage. We can't celebrate yet. They'll retaliate smarter, faster, and we have to survive the next wave or nothing else matters. Another pulse rippled through space, a psychic resonance more potent than before. This time even the retirees faltered slightly, memories and regrets clawing at them. Battles long past, friends lost, mistakes remembered. They hit with perfect precision at their nerves. You're thinking too much. Malik growled, his voice low. Think less, feel more. Humans survive in spite of fear, not because of it. Leora inhaled sharply, taking control. All units, ignore the psychic pulse. Focus on tangible threats. Use instinct. Use chaos. Use every ounce of experience. The fleet adjusted, moving like a storm of human brilliance. Every strike, every evasive twist, every countermeasure was instinct sharpened by decades of warfare. For the first time, the alien crescent flickered with hesitation. Malik's grin widened. They came to dominate. They're learning the hard way humans don't just survive. We redefine combat. We write history in explosions, in chaos, in wit. Leora's eyes swept the viewport. Smoke and plasma danced across the void. Ships of all shapes and sizes moved with a singular purpose, survival and dominance not just of themselves but of human spirit. The countdown continued. 67 hours. And yet, in the hearts of every retired human and every young recruit inspired by them, one truth burned brighter than fear. Humanity wasn't just fighting. Humanity was awakening, and the galaxy had no idea what it had invited. 65 hours remained. The alien crescent had begun a systematic assault, not just testing the human skills but trying to dismantle their will. Every system is under fire, reported a young officer, voice tight with fear, hull integrity dropping, weapons offline in sections 4 through 7. The fleet, it's adapting faster than anticipated. Leora Vance's eyes burned as she stared at the tactical display. Good, let them adapt. Every reaction gives us insight. Every misstep a chance to strike. Retirees survive because we learn faster than any machine or algorithm. Malik Duran leaned back, calm and confident as ever. Fear is contagious. But pride is infectious too. Look around. See the young ones trembling? Let's turn that into determination. Across the station, young humans looked to the retirees like stars in a dark sky. They watched as legends moved with precision, anticipation, and swagger. Every order shouted, every move executed was proof. Humanity didn't crumble under pressure. It thrived. A sudden, violent pulse hit the station, this one more intense than anything before. The psychic energy tore through walls, rattled consoles, and lashed at the minds of every human aboard. Some groaned in pain. Others froze, memories of past battles flashing unbidden. Brace, Leora yelled. Focus on what you control. Ignore the noise, act, Malik chuckled, almost darkly. The galaxy thinks they can break us with memories and fear. Cute. Humans survive because of our scars, not in spite of them. The retirees moved in flawless coordination, engaging alien vessels that had predicted their every move. Ships twisted unpredictably. Decoys exploded at precise intervals and plasma volleys rained chaos into enemy ranks. Every strike, every evasive maneuver was infused with decades of instinct and experience. Yet the alien crescent adapted faster than ever before. Vessels no longer chased human ships blindly. They mirrored them, cutting off angles, anticipating retreat paths. The void felt alive with intelligence, every pulse a calculated pressure on the humans' defenses. A retired officer, Mara Seelan, radioed in, her voice steady but tense. They're pushing us. One wrong move and we lose ships, maybe lives. Malik's grin was sharp, almost predatory. Then make no wrong moves. Humans improvise when cornered. We thrive on risk. That's our weapon they can't calculate. Suddenly, the station's outer deck shook violently. A massive alien vessel, far larger than the others, dropped out of the rift, dwarfing even the station itself. Its hull was black as obsidian, its spires jagged, humming with psychic resonance. It was the command ship, the heart of the Crescent. They've brought out their apex, Leora said, jaw tight. And it's hungry. Malik laughed, low and dangerous. Hunger makes monsters predictable. Let's feed it chaos instead. The retirees executed a series of maneuvers so audacious that even the alien command ship faltered. Plasma volleys ricocheted through empty space. Decoy fleets drew attention while real ships struck soft points. They fought not just with firepower, but with unpredictability, improvisation, and sheer audacity. And yet the cost was visible. Several veteran ships were destroyed. Crew casualties mounted. The psychic pulses penetrated deeper, exploiting fear, doubt, and fatigue. Young recruits clutched one another, staring wide-eyed at the destruction. Their admiration mingled with terror. Are we winning? A recruit whispered, voice trembling. Leora's eyes softened briefly, then hardened. Winning isn't just about survival. It's about teaching the galaxy a lesson. Every second we endure, every strike we make, it proves humans are more than armies. We are will. We are resilience. We are impossible to predict. A new transmission rippled through the psychic network. Alien voices layered and warped. You are resilient. But resilience has limits. Malik's grin widened. Limits, that's cute. Retirees don't have limits. We fought worse, survived longer, and laughed in the face of death. Let's see if your apex can handle that. Leora's hand hovered over the comms. All units, prepare for synchronized strike. Focus fire, coordinated maneuvers, maximal unpredictability. We hit hard or we die trying. But we don't surrender. Not ever. Outside, the human fleets aligned in a pattern no algorithm could anticipate. They became a storm of chaos, a symphony of destruction, moving with instinct, improvisation, and experience honed over lifetimes. The alien crescent pulsed in warning, sensing the coming strike but unable to fully anticipate its audacity. Malik whispered, almost reverently, 3 days, Leora. 65 hours to change the galaxy's mind about humanity. Let's make it unforgettable. And in the void, the command ship braced. It had never faced humans like these, retired, scarred, unyielding, and fearless. The galaxy had sent its apex predator. Humanity had sent its storm and storms. They do not ask permission, 64 hours. The countdown had narrowed, but the humans didn't flinch. The alien command ship loomed, black and immense, radiating psychic pulses like a heartbeat across the void. Its presence alone could crush morale. Yet on the station, every retired human stood ready, weathered, scarred, and sharper than any blade. Leora Vance's eyes glinted. All units synchronize strike. Remember, unpredictability is our weapon. Instinct is our shield. Let's remind the galaxy who we are. Malik Duran leaned over the tactical board, voice low, almost teasing. They came to dominate. We came to remind them what humans do when underestimated. It's time for history lessons. Outside, fleets moved in perfect chaos. Decoys lit the void with plasma flares while real ships weaved in arcs no algorithm could anticipate. The command ship reacted, pulsing with psychic resonance, trying to read their strategy. But humans had layered unpredictability into every motion, every decision, every strike. Focus on soft points. Leora shouted, directing veteran units with precision. Strike coordination, now! Plasma volleys tore through alien armor. Decoy ships exploded in synchronized patterns and the command ship faltered under assault. Its psychic waves lashed out. But humans adapted instantly, countering not with machines, but with instinct honed over decades. Retirees never miss, Kale Rin reported over comms, a fierce grin in his voice. We improvise. We survive. We win. The young recruits watched, mouths open, hearts pounding. They had been raised on stories of human glory, but this was real. They saw experience as a weapon, wisdom as armor, and fearlessness as art. A pulse of psychic energy slammed through the station, stronger than any before. Humans staggered, eyes flickering with memories long buried. Friends lost, battles fought, mistakes regretted. But they did not falter. Leora's voice cut through. Pain is temporary. Action is permanent. Focus. Malik's grin widened. It's almost rude, isn't it? teaching monsters humility in a single strike. Let's make it unforgettable. The command ship lashed out physically, massive spires tearing through space, crushing decoys and catching unprepared ships. But the retirees anticipated every movement, twisting and weaving through destruction with surgical precision. Then, with a coordinated volley, human plasma cannons struck the command ship's hull at multiple points simultaneously. Sparks and energy flares lit the void like fireworks. The vessel shuddered. Its psychic pulses wavered. Its intelligence, vast and calculating, faltered in the face of sheer human audacity. Now all units, Leora commanded. Final strike. Precision, instinct, improvisation. Show them humanity doesn't surrender. Every ship moved as one storm, a singular force. They penetrated the command ship's defenses, striking at vulnerabilities only humans could perceive. Sparks, fire, and explosions erupted across the alien behemoth. Its psychic resonance screamed, then faltered, then silence. The command ship shattered, fragments spinning into the void. The Crescent Fleet hesitated, scattered, and then, one by one, retreated into the rift. Silence fell across the station. The void outside glimmered with debris, the ghost of battle etched in light and shadow. Malik exhaled, voice low and amused. That it was fun. Leora wiped sweat from her brow, eyes scanning the shattered fleet. Fun, maybe, but dangerous. They underestimated us. They assumed age was weakness. They were wrong. Young recruits, wide-eyed, stepped forward. Did we win? One whispered. Leora smiled, voice soft but fierce. We survived. We adapted. We taught the galaxy that humans, retired or not, don't surrender. That's victory. Malik clapped the young officer on the shoulder. And that, my friend, is why the universe should never underestimate a human with nothing left to lose. The retirees gathered, faces lined with age, eyes burning with pride. Some laughed quietly. Others simply stared into the void, hearts still pounding with adrenaline. They were old, yes, but experience, ingenuity, and spirit had carried them through. Leora looked out at the remnants of the alien fleet, her jaw tight, voice unwavering. The galaxy sent armies. We sent our retired. And in the end, the retired wrote the story. A young recruit asked, trembling with awe. Will they come back? Malik grinned, sharp and confident. Maybe, but next time, they'll know what it means to face humans who've lived, fought, and refused to die quietly. They'll remember the lesson. Humanity never retires from being dangerous. And somewhere in the silent stretch of space, the shattered alien command ship drifted. Its systems flickered, recording every movement, every misstep. But the humans didn't care. They were already preparing for what came next, together, resilient and unbroken. The galaxy had tested humanity, and humanity had responded, with experience, ingenuity, and swagger. The stars would remember that day, not for fleets or weapons, but for the spirit of the humans who refused to surrender, who turned retirement into a storm no galaxy could ignore. And as Leora Vance and Malik Duran looked at the stars, one truth burned in their minds. The retired were not the past. They were the storm of the present. The galaxy had sent armies. Humanity had sent its retired, and the retired had won.